Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Thursday, September the 20th, 2012. We'll be looking at the U.S. markets today. Also, I'll be looking at oil. In this scenario here, we've been actually stopped out of the newest position we attempted to take 3 days ago because of today's low activity. But there's important pieces to note here. Number one, this trade here is a new position. This trade here, we're still holding. Our stop is here. We've locked in a gain. We're just watching it, expecting this to continue to move higher. But the new position that you might have entered a couple of days ago would have actually been stopped out this morning. However, the chart then turns around and calls you back into it. Basically, we talked about this yesterday. These little tiny tight candlestick formations shows consolidation. When you try to enter there, it becomes much easier to get stopped out in those scenarios, as opposed to something like this where you've got bigger candlestick formations finding a bottom and things like that. In this scenario here, you just little tight trading range right here, so you got stopped out, but you get called back in. So I'm marking it again. Let me clean that chart up. I've marked it again, indicating that if the following day makes a higher high than today, even by a single penny, I would be a buyer of that scenario with the stop set off of this low here. So it gives you another entry opportunity if you're interested in that. As I've stated, I'm already interested in it. I'm already long. I've already advanced my stop to this point here, so I'm just holding and watching, waiting for a move higher. Quick look here at the NASDAQ. This is one that we actually didn't issue an alert on a couple days ago, but today's activity, the candlestick formation, this is a hammer situation, and for this reason that we are in fact issuing an alert now, meaning that if tomorrow gets a higher high than by even a penny, if we beat today's high by even a penny, it doesn't have to be at the close, it can be intraday. I would be a buyer of that scenario with a stop set off of today's low. Again, this is a tight candlestick formation. It means the odds of being stopped out are very high in those scenarios. You'd prefer a little more price movement there, something like you had back here. We had this nice sell-off here, nice hammer candlestick formation, give us plenty of opportunity there without expecting much wiggle in getting stopped out. Here we don't have that. However, it is something I should bring to your attention, and again, it is something I'm still currently holding. We've talked about this repeatedly. This is something we wanted to buy here at the breakout. It's something we wanted to buy on this pullback here, and then again we gave you an alert here after you had this hammer candlestick formation there, and now we're giving you another one. We still see the market as having room to move to the upside here. Looking now at the XOI oil index, this is one we talked about yesterday. Told you to look for a reversal, a bottom scenario here, and basically told you the exact place that was going to happen was basically on this previous resistance point here. Once you have broken out of that resistance, it starts to act as support. So when you start to see the breakout, it happens here, then it starts to act as support, which is happening here. So this is where you should expect to find a reversal. And this one, I actually like the chart a lot better. I would actually be more interested in this one tomorrow than some of the other U.S. averages, because I'm already long the U.S. averages there, so it's not a big deal for me to jump in again. But here you can see we've got a nice move to the upside, a nice pullback here, and now a hammer candlestick formation. Everything is to the penny the way I like it. So if I saw a higher high than today by even 1 penny, I would be a buyer with a stop set off of this candlestick's low, and then expect a test of this high. Looking now at the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index, this one, again, same scenario. We talked about this a couple days ago, and again, the very small, tight trading range of this candlestick made it easy for us to get stopped out. We were, and now we have another opportunity here, indicating that if we get a higher high than today's high by even 1 penny, I would be a buyer with a stop set off of this candlestick's low. A couple things I like about this chart here. Again, you have the overall candlestick formations, the overall chart pattern we talked about many times. You've got this cup with handle formation going on here. We really like that very bullish chart pattern there. Then the little handle formation told you when it breaks out, that's your buy opportunity. It happened here, and you got another opportunity there. She takes us to the upside. We've advanced the stop that was here to now be here, locking in again. We are coming close to that stop, but I'm not too worried about it at this point. And if we do get stopped out, whoop-de-doo, I can just lock in some profits. On this particular scenario here, I'm not really seeing that though. You've got this move to the upside and then 4 consecutive days to the downside. Look over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's normal. That's what you should expect to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the idea that we're going to keep going lower, it's possible. You can get 5 days to the downside. You can get more than that, but it's just right now it's within just normal pullback. We have no reason to be concerned with this, and in fact the candlestick formation is telling us to look for an entry opportunity on the long side, so that we trading with the trend to the upside here. So that's something else you may want to be looking at. Looking now at the SPX, same overall story. We got stopped out of a tight trading range right here, and then we are now seeing another signal telling us to get back in. I would actually do this. I like this candlestick formation. I like the size of it comparative to the others. However, again, when I'm looking at all the charts, I'm looking at everything, the overall chart pattern. I'm looking at all the little details, and I just pick out the ones that look the strongest to me. This one's fine. I don't have a real problem with it. If you get a higher high, then you can of course set a tight stop right here off of today's low. That makes sense. But again, I'm already long this, and those of you guys who've been following this for the past few weeks are probably already long as well. So your stop is right here. If I were brand spanking new looking at something to get long, I would probably focus on the oil or on the Russell 2000 small cap index. Those just look a little bit better to me. Their pullbacks are a little bit stronger and whatnot. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, I see lots of opportunities developing out there on the long side. I don't see them on the short side, but they are out there. Should also be noted that if we see a nice move on Friday by the U.S. markets to the upside into the 1470 range or something like that nature, I would simply take the stop that is here and start moving it up to this point as well and start looking for this to continue to rally and then keep advancing my stop. The main thing here that you don't want to do, and what we talked about at the beginning of this, is when you get your stops too tight, then you have the odds of being stopped out or shaken out for no darn good reason other than the market's just consolidating for a bit, people taking some profits, things like that. You get stopped out when it's not really the top, and so that's what we're trying to avoid here. Is we don't really think this is the top, and we think we're going to start moving higher, and you want to be involved in that trade. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free, and all we ask in return, please refer a friend. And users over there are just smarter investors and traders because they're better educated. That's right. God bless. Take care. See you in the next one. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.